Hello everyone, I've decided to make a different kind of tier list today. There's enough character tier lists, lots of people in the Fire Emblem community make character tier lists of all sorts of things, but hey, why don't I be special? Why don't I make a tier list ranking the maps and how I think of them? And maybe if people like this, I make another one, or maybe you dislike the video and I don't make another one, we'll see. But first of all, defining the tiers. Very fun, very cool, very epic map. That would be if I really like the map, I like how it looks, I like the gameplay, I like how much strategies you can do in it. It's just, it's a good map, I love it a lot. It's good, it's a good map. It doesn't hit all the marks, but I still have fun playing it. It's a map I look forward to playing. It's alright, that would be, just for example, Chapter 1, Dawn of Destiny, it's a map in the game. It's Chapter 1, you play it, you kill the bandits, there's really not much going on in it. So, it's just a map, it's alright tier isn't to say I don't enjoy playing the game during that time, right? Like, I still have fun playing Dawn of Destiny, but it's not because of, like, the map or anything. It's because I'm leveling up Roy, it's because I'm getting EXP, it doesn't hamper my experience playing Fire Emblem, so, it's alright, it's fun, still have fun playing the game while I'm playing it. And burn tier, anyone who's played Fire Emblem 6 can probably already guess which maps are going in burn tier, but it's maps that actively hamper the Fire Emblem experience. Like, it's alright tier, this is a non-offensive map, it's, just a map. It exists, you still have fun playing the game, but, it's there. But this, oh boy, you don't want to be in this tier. And by the way, in case you're new to this channel, Binding Blade is my favorite Fire Emblem game, which is why I've opted to do it first. But yeah, that's about it. So then we have Chapter 2. You get Shauna and Deke in this map, and that's a lot of fun. You get Merlinus for the first time, I think, so that's cool. There's really not much going on. It's kind of the first map where you can kind of do stuff with Rescue, because you get Shauna. So, like, if you have somebody go up here, get an Armor Slayer, like, I just have Merlinus do it, and then I have Shauna fly up through the mountain, trade over. Because of the big mountain in the middle, it's actually a good demonstration of what Shauna can do, because she's not doing a lot of damage to, like, the boss, right, or the enemies, until you train her up. Like, on this map, I surround the archers, usually to get Shauna some EXP. But, because of the mountain in the middle, it's immediately evident what Shauna can do and what she's capable of, what makes her good. So I'd say that's actually pretty good design, having Shauna join, having her fly around in the cutscene, and it's, like, a fun map to play, right? You get a lot of new units. You get some EXP, you get an Armor Slayer from the town. I wouldn't say it's good though, right? Because again, you just kind of go like up and down. But I'd say it's good. This map, I'll put it like above Dawn of Destiny. Like, it's alright, it's fun. I enjoy the part where you go through the fort, right? But I think there are a bit too many reinforcements. And the thing that annoys me is that you have to go get Lou, right? Like, you go up here to get Lou, and then you have to come back down. I think there should have been a door, like right here, that Chad can open. So, as soon as you get Lou, he can just join in on the action. Because what I usually do is I just have Marcus go up, rescue him down, bring him down. And it's like, sure, but that takes a long time, and your main unit's already fighting on the inside. So I think a little shortcut right here would have been good for it. But, it's alright. It's alright. This map, I don't like this map. Binding Blade is very front-loaded in difficulty. Like, if they're, like, the Cavs, you pretty much need Marcus Silverlance and Roy Rapier to do any damage to these Cavaliers. I'm pretty sure not even Deke doubles them on hard mode, so that's not fun. But, that wouldn't be it otherwise. If it was just that, it'd be in its alright tier. The burn piece of it is Rutger. Rutger is an ambush spawn that comes right away with the killing edge. So Rutger spawns, and if you're a first-time player, he just kills one of your units with the killing edge, because you're probably advancing, right? You don't know Rutger's gonna just spawn and kill you, delete one of your units. So then you have to reset, and it's just so very annoying, right? Like, and I think that's just a dick move to first-time players, right? Like, that's just not fun. That's just not cool. It's not a very special map either, you just kind of go left to right, seize the castle. So far, it's like Chapter 2 is in the lead here. This map, people claim that the trees are a bit annoying, right? That the trees are a bit annoying. But I never found them too much. I'd actually say it's good, because it offers you multiple strategies, right? You can have Shauna rescue people over the mountain to skip, you can have Chad open this gate, but that spawns a lot of enemies. It's a lot riskier, but it's a very much faster way to beat the map. So it offers a lot of opportunities. But the tree evasion thing does get a bit annoying, and yeah, I'd say just the pace of the map, because even the tree's evasion being annoying, that's one factor, right? But it's also the fact they slow you down. So you get up here, you fight all the enemies, and then it's just kind of a drag to get everyone over here. But you don't have to do that. You could do the much riskier option of doing this. So, you know, it's kind of a pick your poison map, right? And I think that's always fun. Yeah, I'd say I like this map. First map I'd say that goes in very fun, very cool, very epic is this. The way they actually handle the reinforcements in this map is good, because if you see this blue line, right, that means it's a zone reinforcement, so the ambush spawns while the soldiers don't spawn unless all of your units are up here. So, you know, they're not mean about it. And it's kind of another map where you can just, you know, choose your adventure. You can go up through these hallways. You can plow through the center right there. There's lots of rooms for treasure. You have to stop Kath from stealing your treasure, so that's a side objective. I just kill Kath straight up with boars most of the time. That's what I do, you know. If you watch my Binding Blade Iron Man, you know. You get Sue this map. I like Sue a lot. The boss can be a bit annoying with the high damage and the evasion, but, you know, it's, yeah, whatever. And again, you can kind of... you get to choose how much risk you take, because you can open these two rooms and get the treasure, but there are more enemies in there, and your army is still fairly weak by this point. So, like, maybe you don't want to fight them. Usually what I do is I open them, and then I just have a thief, like, go get the treasure, and then I seize, right? But overall, very fun map. Yeah, I like it. You don't have to deal with the reinforcements if you don't want to. You can just leave a unit behind, but then you don't have a unit dealing with all the stuff coming from up here. Multiple paths to take. Yeah, I like it. It's a map you can really engage with. Same with this one. I really like Chapter 7 a lot. There's lots, it's like non-linear, right? You can fight the boss through this door, you can go to the right, there are lots of shops to visit, there are lots of towns to visit, there's an arena, but uh-oh, you're on a timer because the Silverlance Paladins are coming. And again, you don't have any promoted units by this point besides Zealot. Zealot, if you got him, you probably didn't, because the Wyvern Riders. Like, the one blight on this map is, I'd say, the Trek and Zealot recruitment, because the Wyvern Riders can just come down and kill them. But if you're tricky with your rescuing, you can get them on turn 2, I think. So it's not that big of a deal, you just have to be pretty precise with where Roy is, right? So, you know, that's a thing. But it's very fun. You get another Rapier in this map for Roy, so that's cool. And it's just very fun, like, you're kind of having Shauna quickly get all these things, and the reinforcements are scary, unless you have a trained-up Bourse like I did in my Iron Man, but, you know, I remember the first time I was just casually playing this game on hard mode, I really wanted to finish quickly so I didn't get fucked up by those Silverlance Paladins. So that's a factor in it, I think, and it's just fun. You get a bunch of cool items this chapter. There are multiple routes to take, like maybe if you want to not go up this front area, you can just kind of skittle off to the side. You can have Shauna fly over a bunch of stuff. It's just a very fun map. You can have a lot of strategies for it. Only downside is the Trek and Zealot recruitment being a bit too precise, but overall it's very good. This map, I would say it's good. I'd say it's another map where the reinforcements put a lot of pressure on you, because there are just so many of them from the back, like in this upper left corner, and in the bottom right, so like you're kind of sandwiched while you're trying to get all the treasure. Like, I just kind of have Barth with a bunch of voluntaries clog the treasure room, but there's a bunch of ways to do it. It's a very tricky map because you got these corridors, like these two stairs here, there can be archers here, so advancing can be kind of tricky. You know, it's a map that really engages you in the second half. It's not in very fun, very epic, very cool, because the first half of the map, my dogs are barking annoyingly right now, sorry if you can hear that. But, my sister's actually home right now and her dog barks, and then that inspires all the other dogs to bark, so that's very annoying. You got the Lilina in the prison, so, you know, you kind of got to keep her alive, although that's not too hard. And yeah, it's a very good map. I like it. It's just that the first half can be kind of slow, because you're kind of just moving your units up, you're moving them to the left, there aren't too many enemies. You get Ogier, Wendy, and Barth this map, which allows Bourse to do the triangle attack, but Ogier is kind of a who cares moment. I mean, he gets you a free Armor Slayer, so that's nice, I guess. This map, it's alright. It's fun, you can do Shauna skips, but the boss, I've never had a hard time with the boss, but for a lot of people, the boss is very annoying. Again, I don't think I said this at the beginning of the video, but this is all my opinion. This is all my opinion, so if you disagree, you know, feel free to comment and disagree, but this is my opinion. It's just that, the main thing is the fire animations. Like, once you're nearing the boss and there aren't a lot of animations left and you're trying to lure out the remaining enemies, the fire animation just plays over and over and over again at the end of every turn, so that just kind of makes the map take longer and get old after a while. Like, the gameplay itself is fine, but, you know, nothing special, right? It's alright. This is the first Fog of War map, and I'd say it's good. Usually Fog of War is annoying, right? But most of the enemies in this chapter are just axe enemies, so you can just have, you know, your sword-equipped units. You don't have to deal with the evasion too much, but again, you do want to finish the map quickly, because I think more deadly reinforcements, like they might have killer axes, don't quote me on this, start spawning. But the reinforcements spawn in, like, the middle of the sea right here, like there's a fort right here, there's a fort right here, so they're not immediately deadly, right? So you kind of can notice them first, like, especially if you have a torch staff. There are 2 villages to visit up here, so that's fun. You know, this is a map where you really want to divide your units, and that always makes things trickier. Like, there's a town down here, there are 2 towns right here that let you pick your route, and of course you want to have people pursuing the boss before the reinforcements get out of hand. Good spot to train Ugir and Fur if you want to. I don't see why you would want to train Ugir, though. But yeah, I'd say it's good. You know, it's one of the rare times where being Fog of War doesn't piss me off, because the enemies aren't too deadly, but the reinforcements are deadly enough as to where you want to finish. And there's always the shock factor, like, if you don't have the turns the reinforcements spawn memorized, it's like a jump scare, like, you know, so that's always good. It's good when video games make you feel emotions like shock, you know, really gets you into it. Yeah, so I like this one. I like this one, it's good. It's not perfect, you know, the terrain's fun to move around in. But it's not very cool, very fun. I mean, I have fun playing it, but it's not very epic, very cool, very fun. This map, I think it's like 10A or 10B. I don't know. I don't remember which one, but like, it's just kind of annoying, honestly. Like, I don't have not fun playing it, right? Like I do with this Rutger map, but it's like, you do get Gonzalez on it, which is very fun, but there's just so many ballistas you have to deal with. This is where the enemies start getting deadly. Like, I think there are like 2 berserkers on this map, so that presents a bit of a challenge. There's really not many ways to interact with the terrain. It's just kind of a straight line down, you know, so there aren't too many alternative strategies. You can have geese, river walk, but it's just kind of like the ballistas make it really annoying in my opinion, like, because of how they're placed. Like, your progress is always stopped, you have to choke point the bridges. You do get Gonzalez, which is like my favorite Binding Blade character besides Roy, but it's like, man, it's alright. It's alright. You know, I'd rather play Dawn of Destiny, but you know, it's still fun enough where I'm not gonna put it in the burn tier, right? It sure is a map. This map, very good. This is the alternative where if you visit the other village, it's very fun, very cool, very epic. It's another map like 7 where there are a bunch of villages to get, and the pressure you have on this map is insane. It really forces you to strategize good. All of the villages are surrounded by walls, so you don't have Thea by this point, you only have Shauna, so Shauna can only do so much, so you have to navigate the terrain really well. And the pressure the map puts on you is insane. It's like, boom, you got Gonzalez up here, you gotta get Gonzalez. Boom, you got Thea down here, you gotta get Thea. Boom, you got Klein right here, you gotta get Klein. So like, by the time this all happens, your units are probably all like right here. So you gotta have fucking Clarine go down here. But then you have to have Klein get to this guy. But Thea's probably going up here, so it's like, oh my god, the strategy that is asked of you on this map is insane, but that makes it really fun. It makes it really fun. Most people usually don't go this route because it doesn't have Echidna, and you can't train Gonzalez as good because he starts at level 10. But this map, I've only played it once because I've only gone B route once, but this map, I really loved it when I first played it. I really did. You can do a lot of strategies. I think there are some breakable walls. It's just really good. Really good. And then there's this map, 11A. It's another really good map. Again, it's like this one where there are a lot of towns to visit. I put it below its alternative. Well, no, this is its alternative. I put it below this one. because there's no Gonzalez this map, so you get him in the last map. Gonzalez also spawns in a group in this map, so there are a bunch of brigands you have to stop from getting the village, which is another bonus thing you have to deal with, so it's really good for flexing your strategic muscles. But this map, you already have Gonzalez, so there's less pressure placed on the player. You only have to get Klain and Thea. So, you know, it's not as pressure, but it's still good. Bandits spawn from these caves right next to the village. So that's next to the villages, so you gotta be quick. You know, Johnny be fast, Johnny be quick. The boss does have a 10 range tome, so that can be annoying, but he's not that strong. I will say, my only grievance with this map, it's rare, and one of the reasons it's below this one, is that Echidna can just spawn in, get fucked instantly. Like, it's not likely because she has, like, the brigands only have, like, 37 hit against her. But when it happens, I think it happened in my Iron Man, and it was just so fucking annoying. Because Echidna would have been a good unit for my Iron Man. She's a pre-promote, she's a hero, she's not that strong, but she's pretty fast. I think she has alright weapon ranks. So it's like, okay, cool, good unit for my Iron Man, filler slot. And then she just, you know, dies immediately upon spawning, right? If she spawned on player phase, so you had, like, a chance to react to her spawning, that'd be nice, but the way it is now, it's not good. But again, a lot of alternate routes. You can have Shauna fly over, there's a breakable wall over here, you can go down under over here. Really a lot of room for player expression, pretty good. This is a map I've only played once, again, because I've only played this route once, but, like, I remember it being alright, right? I think there's some annoying ballista this map, there might not be. Again, this is a very hazy memory. I remember this one a lot because I had a lot of fun with it, but this one, I guess I didn't have that much fun with it because I really don't have much to say about this one. I don't remember what happens in it. If I remember correctly, Bartray can just perish by fighting dark mages, so that's something, I guess. I mean, as far as I remember, it certainly is a map that exists in Fire Emblem. You know, it's a map. This one is another one where I'd say it's pretty good. There are a lot of interesting ways to deal with it. I'd say it's at least above the map where you get Sue. You have to split your armies up into 2 groups, so that's always fun. You know, it's not like Fates where you can just pair them all together and have them spawn on the same side. Nope, you actually have to split them up on this one. And, like, this side has a bunch of choke points to deal with because there's, like, an archer here, 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 mage here, here, here. There's, like, a sleep staff, so there's a lot to manage and deal with. I think it's the first mana key you fight in the game, so that's fun. And it's just fun, because there's a lot to deal with. Like, this side, you have to have this side if you don't want to be staff spammed, like, come in quick, kill these guys, and then you can have them kill the hallway shooting guys for these guys. Or, there are reinforcements in this map, and I think you don't want to fight the reinforcements because they're like Draco Riders or Wyvern Riders. I don't remember if they're promoted or not, but I do remember them being pretty scary. So you definitely want to get a move on. So it's like, oh, do I waste time killing the staff guys that are spamming status? Or do I move past it? Oh, which units do I put on which side? Which would be better? Lots of room for expression, very fun, very high pressure map. Alright. I like it, alright. It's good. It's very fun, very epic, very cool. This one, alright, burn, poison gas, so obnoxious. It's random too. Fog of War treasure map, and the enemies, unlike this one where since it was Fog of War, the enemies weren't, you know, too ultra powerful. This one, it's like, I think they're just some straight up berserkers and like promoted dark mages hidden in this one. So it's like, geez, thanks. Guess I'll reset. Just a very annoying map because of the poison clouds. It's Fog of War. You can just get fucked. You can't even see what thieves have stolen what treasure. It certainly is a guided map in FE6. You know? Yeah. No, it's not that good, I won't lie. Bridge map. Bridge map, bridge map, bridge map. It's good. Actually, I'd say it's above these ones. You can there's a funny thing you can do in this map. Like, it's not very fun, very cool, because there are ballistas on the bridge. You can't take them very quickly. And there are a bit too many reinforcements for my liking, but if you really want, you can just go seize and not deal with them. Right, so there's that. There's that going for it. But, pretty much, there are 2 bridges. You can go up here, it's a longer route, but it lets you get Perceival. Now here's the thing you don't want to do. On this map, Perceival doesn't have hard mode bonuses, right? But it's... Geez, actually, how do I rank this map? The bridge in the ocean is interesting terrain, right? Because there are a bunch of Dracos flying for you right at the start, so it creates a bunch of pressure, like, oh, I can only move this far, but my enemies come from the sea, so that kind of creates scary moments. You get Milady this map, so that's fun. Yeah, but you don't really want to recruit Perceival this map because he has worse bases, which kind of disincentivizes the cool thing you can do where you can get him like 2 chapters early, because like you can get him 2 chapters early, but he's worse and you're not missing out on much because you would play him on 2 maps where he sucks. But overall, you know, I think you can buy killer weapons in this map, so that's fun. It's just, you know, I have fun playing it most of the time. In my Iron Man, this is where Thea died, but it's like, actually, it is just kind of... I'll put it at the top of... But do I really think it's worse than this one is the thing? Like, I have fun playing it. Takes less time to get started than this one, but... Jeez, this is a tricky one. Like, it has some alright aspects, but it has some good aspects. It's like... But I don't... Like, it's definitely better than... You know, I'll just put it here. This map, it's good! Definitely probably not what you were expecting, but... it definitely is an interesting map, because reinforcements spawn at the spawn zone. So all your units are going to be gone, but there's a lot of interesting treasure you can get, which manages, which you can manage your time, and you have to beat it in under 25 turns. Oh yeah, this is another factor with this map, but that makes it fun. I haven't brought this up yet. But to unlock guidance chapters, you have to beat it in under 25 turns, so that puts extra pressure on the player for them to perform well, which I think is fun. Is a fun game mechanic. But same deal, so you have to traverse this desert chapter in like 25 chapters, which is fun, but and you have to get a lot of treasure, so you have to manage your time well, and like you kind of have to be efficient with it. But the thing is, right, it can kind of be a dick to new players, right? Because oh, Wyvern comes down, kills Sophia if you don't already know where they are, so that can be a bit annoying. Oh, silence Dave's, and I can't use the torch staff anymore. That's annoying. But like you can do a lot of cool movement stuff, like you can go around, you can go up here, you want to get the silver card, you want to get the boots, you want to get the warp staff. So the thing is, I think it's fun, because in the 25 turns you're playing it, there's a lot for you to do. And it's just a time management thing, which I think is fun, but maybe there's a bit too many cancerous elements. I at least think it's better than this map. Yeah, maybe there's just a bit too many cancerous elements for it to be fully it's good. Like, I have fun playing it, but it does have some faults. Like, Desert Fog of War, that's an immediate turnoff for some players, but, like, I've played Binding Blade, like, 5 times, so, like, I'm used to it at this point, like, I know the map. So that may be influencing my opinion. But it's just kinda... I mean, I think it's good, but it's a bit cancer. It's good cancer. It's good cancer, so I'll put it at the bottom. I'll put it at the top of it's alright. This map, burn, fucking water, randomly disappearing tiles, worse than every other map in the game. You pretty much just want to warp to the boss and kill him. Like, I've praised other maps for being like, oh, you can fly over, you can go this way, you can go that way, and this map is just fucking cancerous. The water can disappear while your units are on them, meaning they can't move, unless Shauna or Milady or Thea rescues them. The boss has a siege tome, and he's like pretty accurate with it, so whoop-de-fucking-do. It's like, oh geez, this map, you know, the best way to deal with it is to just get it out of the way as soon as possible. You get the warp staff right before this map, so use it, right? This map, you know, it's alright, it's your generic map. You get Igreen in this map, that's fun. You get Perceival, but he's not like too challenging to recruit. I guess there is the bonus objective of keeping all of his Cavaliers alive, so you get the other Knights Crest, so that's actually a pretty fun side objective, because they're pretty hard to keep alive. The enemies on this map are pretty deadly. You get the Hammer and Staff. Kind of forces you to rush, because the Hammer and Staff is like one of the best staves in the game, and Garrett and his boys are going to get it. Seeing these 3 next to each other makes me realize that, from a distance, a lot of Fire Emblem 6 maps look the same. That's definitely a tile set moment, but, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. You know, it's kind of, you know, you go around, you kill the guy. There are some reinforcements you're not too hard to deal with. Not the hardest map in the world, really. The only... Well, you know, it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard. You gotta rush to get Garrett. And you know what? The enemies are pretty deadly. They can definitely kill you if you're not careful. So, you know, I'll put it above the bridge map. You know, there's enough side objectives to keep you preoccupied. Right? The map kind of ends when you're, like, halfway done, though. Because once you get Hammer and, like, kill Garrett, unless you're still using Lilina, then I guess you can get Garrett. But, like, you know, it's like, the other, like, but by the time you're up here at the village, there isn't that much map at the match left, so there's not too much downtime. This map, I think, is the case of too many side objectives, because, like, there's treasure on this side, there's treasure on this side. It kind of takes a while for you to even get to the treasure, and while you're doing this, you gotta keep Douglas alive. You gotta fucking steal the thief card off Hugh and then kill him, or recruit him if you're willing to spend like 5,000 bucks on a shit tier unit. But there's just too much going on, man. Like it can take like an hour or two to beat this map. Like 2 hours if you're not playing efficiently, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. There are reinforcements, there are a lot of them. There's just too much treasure. Like, if you're only deploying Astor, and you go up this hallway right here, because, like, you probably don't want to go this way because of the bolting guy, and that's where Douglas is coming from, so you don't want to, like, fight him right away. You gotta go up here, you gotta have Astor, get all the fucking treasure in this room, go this way, get him all the treasure in this room, go up here, you know, get, Gaul, whatever his stupid fucking name is, the Wyvern Rider nobody uses, Zeus, you go up here, it's like, oh my fucking god, can this map just end already? And then you gotta get Astor up here, because he's gotta fucking get the Draco shield, because you're not gonna get the anti-flyer effective weapon, it's the Delphi shield. It's like, oh my god, it's just so fucking slow. Not as bad as this map, but it's like, oh my god, and throughout all of this, you have to keep Douglas alive if you want to get the good ending. And that just adds to the tedium, because every fucking turn you gotta check on your unit who's cock-blocking Wallace. Douglas, I mean, and it's like, oh jeez, it's too much. It's too much, man. That's too much, man, back in the 90s. This map has laser beams that can just randomly deal 10 damage to your units. There's a lot of staff spam that's annoying. The boss has a siege tome, I think. Yup. This map, okay. This map has a Fog of War and bow units, right? So that can be a pretty deadly combination for your flyers, but good news, you just got the Delphi shield. At least I think it's Fog of War. I think this map is Fog of War. I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've played it twice, but I can't quite remember if there are cancerous elements. Like, I don't think there are siege tomes, but oh yeah. I actually don't like this map, I just remembered. There are a bunch of reinforcements that spawn right near the spawn area, but you like are trying to take your time because it's a Fog of War map and you just don't want to march right into danger, right? Like, so that's stupid. You wouldn't want to do that. But then you have guys on your ass from the behind the whole time. It's just, it's a combination of too many stupid things, which is, which is a trend for a lot of these Sacae maps. And then its alternate is the, Illa route map. I mean, it's alright, right? It's like better than this map. I mean, there's not a lot going on, right? There's not a lot going on. You kind of just wait for this to pop up so you don't have to go along the way around. And while you're waiting for that to pop up, you can grind at the arena. I remember one time I just got Rickard level 20 right here. So, you know, like, it's alright. You know, it's like, it's the definition of it's alright map. You know, it's not bad. You know, it's not cancer. But it's not good, because there's not like a side objective or anything to keep you preoccupied. It's just, you know, it's a map. It exists. It's in Binding Blade. It's there. Moving on. This map, the Law of Sacae. Hope you have a promoted Bourse. That's all I'm saying. So pretty much the gimmick with this map is, as soon as you go to this circle, like, for a million billion turns, a bunch of nomads spawn, and they all have the short bows, and short bows have like 5 crits, so you want to be careful. What I did in my Iron Man, pretty much, was just have a promoted Bourse they couldn't damage move in, equip a Javelin, have a go about it. But, like, I'd say it's just, like, the most burn map so far because, and there are reinforcements coming from this side, so while your tank unit, I'm just gonna say, unit with high defense is dealing with all those guys, there are reinforcements coming from here. They're not too hard to deal with because it's a big open field, so as soon as they enter your range, you can just kill them. It's just like, it's just like, well... And if you don't have a tank unit, if you don't have a Bourse with like 1,000,000 defense, good fucking luck. Because the other way to do it, so you don't die to the 1,000,000 billion nomads, or horsemen or whatever, or rangers if they're promoted, is to just go kill the boss and then seize. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about that. The boss is like 1,000,000 evasion because he's like on a throne, right? He's got a brave sword, and like, he might have a brave bow, but I don't remember what his bow weapon is. I think it's like brave sword, brave bow. Could be wrong. Not like 100% certainty. So like, unless the RNG is just in your favor, like I think my Bourse with like weapon triangle advantage had 22 hit. So like, unless you're ultra lucky, you're not gonna kill this guy before other nomads can spawn. It's just not gonna happen, right? It's just not. So that just makes it like really damn annoying. Like at least with this, if you know how to beat it, you can beat it. I mean, it's not very fun, but you can. Well, with this one, it's like, oh my god, Jesus Christ, why so many? This one, I think is fun. There's a lot of trees. There's a lot of side objectives to get, because you got to get to this village before the bandits. And I think there's one up here, so you got to get to 2 different... My voice just cracked there. Holy shit, I got to drink some water, because I've been talking for like 30 minutes. Hold on. Hold on. Alright, I drank some water. Alright, so this, it's like, there's a lot of trees, but they're like clearings, so it's like, it kind of leads you down a linear path. So it's like, oh, for the first few chapters of the map, it's like, oh, it's good, it's fun, it's alright, I'm having fun. Since Berserkers can walk on water, I usually just send Gonzalez to go get this. It's actually been a while since I played this map, since the last 2 times I've played this game have been Sacae, because there was my randomizer, and then there was my Iron Man. But, and then Naim activates her spell, and then the water freezes, and then all of your units suddenly have a lot more movement. But then the enemy has more movement too, because they've also been hindered by the trees, right? So it's like, ooh, that's an interesting shift in power. So I'd say the map changing so dramatically right in the middle. And then I think a few turns after that, Pegasus Knights start spawning. The Pegasus Knights, I think they're promoted by this point, so you don't want them to kill their guys, because they have high movement, they ignore the force, so like as soon as the water freezes, it becomes like a mad dash for the throne, and I think that's a fun dynamic, just having a map completely change in the middle, completely changing terrain. It's like a Dragon Vein, pretty much. 9 uses a Fate's Dragon Vein. Like the one from like Chapter 2 of Conquest. So I think that's fun. I think it's good. I think it's at least as good as the fucking bridge map, I don't know. Like, the beginning can be a bit slow, because your units that aren't flyers are gonna have to deal with the forest, and they're gonna have to get the ballista to deactivate it, but, it's fun. It's good. Yeah. This map, okay, hear me out on this, guys. I get it. I get that dealing with the gel is a bit cancerous, right? I get it. But just the map itself, before you get to gel, is so much fun, because you're, like, seizing an entire city. It just has good map feel. Like, Professor Bopper coined the term unit feel. I'm coining the term map feel. Like, you just feel cool while you're doing it. You clear out all the guys down here, and then you break into the city, either by breaking this wall up here. Like, this is the only Sacae map that I'd say is a verified banger, right? It's a verified banger, right? And then you're in the city, but then it's like guerrilla warfare, where like there are houses, but you don't know which I think there's a way to tell which houses are going to spawn enemy reinforcements, but a first-time player might not know. I don't remember, honestly. But, like, so you gotta manage the houses, and if you do know which ones reinforcements come out of, you gotta be careful of that before you block them. And this map is, like, actually kind of hard, too, before you get to gel. Because, like, Milady died on this map. Like, I was playing this map, and you know Milady. Like, if you play this game, you know Milady. She's, like, top 3 unit. And, like, I was playing this map, and Milady, to hold off one of the massive enemy phases once you actually get inside the city, just fucking croaked. Right? It was crazy. Like, And that's just exciting gameplay. Like, most people, when their units die, are like, oh, I have to reset and play this map over again. But, like, sometimes I'll just fucking let a unit die and watch it roll, because that's just exciting. And then you don't have Milady for the rest of the maps, so you're more challenged. Like I said, normally I would reset, but this was an Iron Man, so I couldn't. And that just created a huge, oh shit moment. Milady fucking died. So, you know, that left an impression. And then you're, like, seizing the city, you know, going to all the houses to make sure no more reinforcements can spawn. At some point, the gate opens up, and then I think there are reinforcements that come through the gate. So it's like, oh my god, you're dealing with the reinforcements that come for the houses. You're just dealing with the ambush that comes from them opening up the gate, and it's like, oh my god. And I think there are towns to visit too, so you gotta get all that. So it's, like, really fun. It's an action-packed map. You're seizing, like, an entire city inside and outside. But, then you get to Gel. And Gel's kind of cancer, you know. High evasion, he has the Sword Master, 22 crit. I think he's the only boss Sword Master in the game. And he's just, you know, he's kind of a party pooper for a lot of people, you know. Gel himself, like, Mecha ranked him in his top 10 worst bosses list. You know, a lot of people don't go Sacae just to fucking avoid him. But, and all the other bullshit, which we'll get to soon. But, you know, this is a fun map before that. You know, like, I don't rank down, it's like, okay, these maps are allowed to have, like, one flaw each. Right? You know, this one, fucking Echidna's annoying, can be annoying to recruit. This one can be a bit slow when you're wrapping up and getting all the treasure. And this one, I think it's really good besides Gel. It's good besides Gel. So it's very fun, very epic, very cool. This one, it can be a bit annoying because the Pegasus Knights spawn where you can't get to them, and then there are a lot of ballista. You know what, this map's fucking cancer, actually. It's like Fog of War, Pegasus Knights ambush spawns that spawn where you can't get them, because they're on the mountain, so you can't block all of them, because you only have like 4 flying units. They come from every which way. I think eventually units start spawning from the back. I think there's some status saves too. There might not be, but I think there's like one guy with a sleep staff, and it's Fog of War. And it's just, okay, so like you're trying to use your flying units to navigate through this storm. So this would be a really good unit for a really good map for your flying units, but then there are like a bunch of bow users, like this map has ballista. So it's just like, you could use your flyers to move around a lot on this map, but in like, on paper it's good, but in practice, because of all the bow users, it's annoying. This map just fucking sucks, honestly. Like, it sucks for the same reason this one does. Right? This one, oh my god. So, you combine a lot of annoying elements. Like, notice how almost all of the Sacae chapters, except for this one, are in the burn tier. It's like, you got Fog of War indoors, so it's like, okay, I guess. But then, like, right at the spawn area, you have, like, Siege Tome guys, so it's like Fog of War, you don't see them. And then they just fucking smite your units out of existence. So that's annoying. There's just so much annoying. Like, this map takes Fog of War, I would say, to its logical extreme, because, like, I think even out here in the courtyard, an area you cannot reach, there are annoying status saves and Siege Tome guys. Like, in my Iron Man, Astor just got bricked, like, turn 1, because, like, these fucking assholes, and then I had to go the route that didn't require a thief, and I don't think I got a lot of the treasure. And it's like, dude, this is just taking Fog of War to its logical extreme, and it is a logical extreme it should not be taken to. And then there's this map. Possibly one of the worst maps in Fire Emblem. Possibly one of the worst maps in Fire Emblem. So the gimmick with this map is that you have to get the Mergles, and to get that you have to seize a throne like you do in every other map in Binding Blade. But here's the thing, the throne is random. The throne is random in this game, in this map. And there are a bunch of little huts you go to, and it's just not fun. So, like, you go to seize, you think you've won, you didn't, oh, guess what, it's one of the other ones. And here's the kicker, it just straight up spawns, like, 5 units immediately after Roy seized, so Roy can't move anymore, right? So you either have to, like, rescue him, or he dies, right? Like, and if your other units move to that turn, then, you know, fuck you. Right? It's just not very fun. It's just not fun to deal with that bullshit. It's just random. Like, in this one, you can't predict which huts the guys are going to come out of. In this one, you can't predict, like, here's, like, Sacae, like, I don't actually know if it's RNG to determine which huts the nomads come out of. It could be a pattern, but for all I know, it is RNG. And in this one, it's random. Like, Fire Emblem is a series where the foundation is RNG. You know, you hit or you miss, you crit or you don't, your unit dies or they don't. But there's usually a strategy involved in it, right? It's like, oh, I know this unit can crit my unit, but it's a 2% crit rate, so I'm choosing to have them attack, right? And then Violent gets one shot by the knight. Rest in peace. Real ones remember, but... Real ones remember, that's all I'm saying. But, the thing is, it's like, in this, it's just taking the RNG too far, because, like, it's literally you seize or you don't. There's, like, no strategy involved. There's no decision. It's just, like, get fucked, kid. Right? On the other hand, this map's really good. This map's really good. Puts a lot of pressure on you. There are a lot of reinforcements. You have to beat it in under 25 turns if you want the Rangleaf. Or the Matlet. The Matlet, I mean. There's lots of treasure to get, but here's the thing. The treasure is positioned in such a way where it's hard to get. You know, like, in this map right here, there's no, like, beef with getting the treasure. You just go to the room and get the treasure, that's it. You know, you command Astor to go there. Who fucking cares? In this map, there are ballista. I'd say actually one of the smarter uses of ballista in the entire series. Because there are ballista in the range of this treasure room, and there's ballista in range of this treasure room. And thieves can't promote in this game, right? You know, and you probably didn't get them a lot of EXP because of this fact. So the thing is, right, they get like 2 shot by the ballista. And you have to beat this in under 25 turns. The thing is, you can stall out the ballista usage. You can, right? You can. That's like 5 turns each. So like this one you stall it out 5 turns. This one you stall it out 5 turns. This one you stall it out 5 turns. And by this point, right, it's like... So you take like 5 turns to infiltrate, kill all the promoted enemies. Like, you can't stall out all these ballista. So you have to risk your thief, do some rescue shit where you rescue them. Like, I don't think in like one hard mode playthrough of this game I've gotten all the treasure in this map. And that's just good. It encourages efficient play. It encourages good play. There are some status stave guys at the beginning, but you have enough restore staves at this point where it doesn't really matter. It's fun, like you can go down this hallway, but then these guys are going to come at you. You get out here. Like, there are multiple routes. You have to get Juno. There's just so much to do in this map under a tight time constraint. I'd say this is one of the better maps in Fire Emblem, honestly. There's just so much to do, so much to see what's wrong with taking the back street. So, you know, there's a lot to do. There's just so much to do. You're under so much pressure because, ooh, you want the treasure. Ooh, you want the treasure. But those fucking ballista. Ooh, that fucking time limit. Of course the time limit doesn't exist. Oh, and there are reinforcements up your ass. So it's like, okay, for the final few turns, you're trying to run down the ballista. Ooh, but now all the reinforcements are coming. Ooh, they have axes. Ooh, they're powerful. You probably don't want to deal with them. Well, you could just Rutger them, right? But, whatever. So it's like, oh, there's so much pressure. That, like, forces you to make good movements, good strategies. It's a fun map. That's all I'm saying about it. Of course, your reward for beating it at under 25 turns and getting Juno and Zealot and all those bastards is, a map with a bunch of status staves and a bunch of walls. This one's not hard. You can just have Faye absorb the status staves, right? You know, it's not a challenging map. It's just kind of boring, honestly. Like, and all the enemies are sectioned off because there are a bunch of walls between everyone. Like, it's like, honestly, this isn't even a... Like, I'll put it at the top of the burn, because it doesn't, like, make me mad, because you just have Faye absorb the status staves, you know, who cares? You know, I'm not upset while playing it, but, you know, it's not fun, either. Like, I'm having fun grinding at the arena in this one, I'm having fun getting all the treasure in this one, I'm having fun getting Roy his starting EXP in this one, I'm having fun getting Gonzalez and shit in this one, but in this one, it's just, like, it's not cancer, right? It's not cancerous, like these maps are. But it's like, there's not too much to it either. I mean, you're just waiting for the status staves to run out. You're breaking the walls. You fight like 3 enemies at a time, you know. It's like borderline alright in Burn. It's like, I'm not having fun while playing it, but I'm not having unfun while playing it, right? Chapter 21, it's alright. Right? It's alright. Like... The reinforcements make it a kind of fun map because they kind of spawn out of range. Like, the reinforcement zone is right here. And then the reinforcements actually spawn right here. There's a lot to deal with. You have to beat it in under 25 turns, so there's that pressure. But there's not, like, side objectives besides that, like this map. But, There are multiple paths to take, so it's kind of yours to choose. Right, but it's like, you kind of just trivialize the whole thing by skipping over the ambush spawns, by just going past the ambush zones, like the spawn zones. And then what? Then you're just dealing with the map. So like, transport your actually important units down here. Then you warp here, and then the map's over, right? And that's it. If you do play the map, it's really fun. If you do play the map, it's really, really fun. Because like, oh my god, almost 25 turns have passed. There are just so many, like, I'd say enemy spam actually works in favor of this map, right? Because by this point in the game, you already have your monsters, right? Ricker's promoted. Personally, I'm a Gonzalez man myself, but you already have your monsters promoted. But like, because of the mountainous terrain, ooh yeah, there's the mountainous terrain that the Wyverns can camp on, so you can't attack them unless you have like Gonzalez promoted, Geese promoted, or like really good flying units. But even here's the thing, promoted Shauna doesn't even beat these guys, because Shauna has shit strength, Juno has shit strength. You just got Juno like 2 chapters ago, but like, she fucking sucks. Like, she's a good rescue bot, but she fucking sucks. Don't use her in combat. So like, your options are like Milady or Zeus, but you probably didn't train Zeus. So it's like a lot of pressure. You have to like make like meat shields around your units to protect them. You have to do really good defensive positions. So there's actually a lot that goes into this map if you play it normally. But you can just not. Like, it's bitch easy to trivialize, and that's what you do most of the time since it's just faster. Get it out of the way sooner, right? So, you know, it's meh. You know, I'll put it at the top of all, right? Because it can be really fun and really engaging, but at the same time, it can just, like, not be, right? Compared to this one, where, like, you're always thinking, this one, you're always on your heels. Like, it can be fun, it has the potential to be really fun. It's not, like, fun most of the time, though. But, yeah. Because most of the time, again, you just rescue skip it. This one, like, it's a Fire Emblem 6 Gaiden chapter. Certainly is, right? It certainly is a Fire Emblem 6 Gaiden chapter. With traps and wyverns that come out of chests. Yeah, it's, you can't just warp skip it, because, like, you spawn right here, so, like, warp Roy up. This is the map where Roy promotes, so that's fun. You get the Binding Blade. Ooh, the Binding Blade. Love the Binding Blade. But that's, like, after the map. You don't do it during the map. Like, how during the map, like, during this map, you get, like, Sue and all that, or, like, Sean and all that. Like, all the fun stuff in this map happens after the map is over. So, and it's Fog of War, bunch of traps, bunch of bullshit. It's like, fucking, sure, I guess. Like, yeah. I'd say it's better than these 2 Sacae maps. Ooh, I love Zephiel's map. Love, love, love Zephiel's map. It's really fun. It's a really good climax, which is funny since there are 3 chapters after this one if you get the good ending. Right? You're not under a lot of pressure because the reinforcements don't come until you fight Zephiel. But getting to the 2 buttons is fun. Like, there are a bunch of powerful enemies. You got Roy now, so Roy's a lot more powerful. In this map, you can test out his Binding Blade. This is kind of the chapter 2 where you can start using the sacred weapons, because, like, you're not really too worried about their uses by this point. So Roy's badass now. He's running around blowing people up. It's fun to just plow through the enemies. There are stay-to-stays, but by this point in the game, you should be well equipped to deal with them. Like, if you're at... Ooh, I just accidentally hit my mic with my hands. If you're at this point in the game, and you're still bitching about stay-to-stays, you're just not prepared, and, like, you know, you're just not prepared to deal with them. You know, that's a skill issue, but, like... And then you hit the buttons. Like, there is a slow part of the map. That's my downside to it. It's slow, like, once you hit the switches. Then you gotta drag all your units back here. And there are fun ways to deal with it again. It's another map where your 2 units are split up. And the units on this game, and the enemies on this map are powerful. Like, the heroes are powerful. And I like actually using that against the enemies. Because I can have 9 Berserk, like a Killing Edge hero. You know, Killing Edge San, you know, real ones know. And just have them kill them. So they're, even though, like, it's a hallway map, like, it's not too non-linear, there are different ways you can go about it because of how many tools you have by this point. And the climax room with Zephiel, so much fun. A bunch of powerful enemies right away. If you're doing an Iron Man, you know, 2 or 3 are your units. Well, none of my units died. If you're playing an Iron Man, there's a chance, like, 1 to 3 of your units are fucking dust. And then there's the Zephiel fight. You know, this happens during the map, so it counts. So, Zephiel calls Roy out, they have a little bit of banter, it's fun, and then Zephiel is just such a fun boss. You can roast him with the Binding Blade, he has those 2 physics bastards that you can leave 2 units behind. while that's happening. And then there are dragon spawn, ambush spawns that are good, because they can just come down, kill your guys, so it puts pressure on the player. Okay, you gotta get to the stairs quickly. And then reinforcements come from where you spawned, and they're really fucking powerful. So you have to deal with the Zephiel, the dragon spawning, and those guys at the same time. You're fucked. So you just have to kill Zephiel really quickly, but that's hard, because the Physic guys are there. So you have to guys monitoring them, and the Physic guys respawn every couple of turns. So it just is a whole... It really feels like a final battle. It feels like a final battle, and that makes it really fun. Like, it is a bit slow, like it's a lot slower than these maps, because once you do the switches, you kind of have to come back, you have to rein it in a bit. So it does have a lot more downtime compared to your typical chapter, but that climax, I really love it. And then there's this map, it's alright, right? Like, sure. Yeah, it's a map in Fire Emblem Binding Blade, right? It is a map in the Fire Emblem Binding Blade game, right? Like, you know, you got the big lake in the middle, so, you know, it's stuff we've seen before, wyverns attacking from places you can't counterattack them, so you have to make defensive positions. There's really not much going on until you get to Branya, right? It's like, you just kind of walk there, and then that's it. And then you get to Branya, you just like spam end turn until all the Berserk staves are gone, and then you restore them. And then, you know, the squad of enemies themselves aren't too hard, you just kind of go kill them and that's it, right? Like, again, I'm not having unfun while I play this map, you know, it's like, better than these ones, I'd say, but, you know, it's fun, but it's not like fun, or fun, you know? It's just like, yeah, sure. This map, I'd say... It's, See, there's really not a lot of ways to tackle this map, so, you know, your strategic bones or your strategic muscles aren't being flexed, right? Like, you kind of go down a hallway, kill the dragon, that's it, right? But you can finally use all of the, you don't have to worry about wasting the sacred weapons anymore, so you can finally use the most fun weapons in the game, because this is, like, the chapter they were designed for, right? This is the chapter you get to use them in. You could have used them in the previous two chapters, but this is like the chapter you really want to use them in. And it's like, even though there's not a lot of strategy to it, right? There's not a lot of strategy to it, you just kind of go. It does put a lot of pressure on the player, because if you don't go fast enough, enemy dragons will fall from behind, and like your dragon effective weapons only have so many uses. So there is pressure put on the player, right? Like, there is pressure put on the player, so it's good in that way. The gameplay is interrupted a lot by Juan talking or Enigmatic Man, but like it's fun in some ways, but like in other ways it's just like, you know, it's not the most strategically deep map, but it's fun to play, if that makes any sense, right? Like, you kind of want to manage the uses of the Binding Blade if you want the real perfect ending, but it's like, I'll put it at the bottom of it's good, because you can't really make multiple strategies like you can in all of these maps. But it's like, I have fun playing it because of the context of it. So like, it's like, the tippy top of alright, but the bottom of it's good. And then this map, you walk up, you kill Idun. I'll put it above this one because Idun has a really cool sprite. Big Shadow Dragon. Has Dark Breath. Cool moment for Roy, because Roy, in the mid-game, kind of falls off because you can't promote until late. But just seeing him walk up, set a final boss on fire, that's cool. Right? You know, it's literally a square. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a square. You can't really rate this map. It's not a map. It's a cutscene that you can move your units in. And that is it. Overall, there are a lot of maps in the burn tier. The good thing about all these maps, though, is that they're optional. If you don't like all these stupid Sacae maps, skip them. If you don't care about getting the good ending, skip those stupid maps and just have the game end at the pretty awesome climax. So I'd say that's the bright side. Like, some Fire Emblem games have some fucking cancer. Like, I love Conquest, but that Ryoma map, Inevitable End Ninjas, you know, at that point, yeah, okay, I see you, Kaga. I see you. I see you. Don't like what I see, but I see you. But in this game, if you don't want to deal with the bullshit, you just kind of don't have to. Like, part of the cancer with this map is keeping Douglas alive. You don't like Douglas, fucking kill him. And then you don't have to play this stupid map either. Like, it's a bit of a silly ending, like, it's a bit of a lame ending, because Idun gets away in this one, and then the war's implied to happen later. Like, when I played this game for the first time, I got the bad ending, and I was kind of bummed out. But, like, now that I know the story, and I play it just for gameplay, I don't really mind getting the bad ending. It's just kind of, you know, whatever, because the maps aren't hard, you know, this one's a hallway, this one's a square, this one's just alright. So, you know, like, this one, like, okay, so let's just look back real quick. This one's stupid, but it's optional. This one's cancer, but, like, sure, every Fire Emblem game has at least one cancer map. Most people go Illa, so you can just not do this one. Like, I just have, like, one grievance with this one. If Ricker wasn't an ambush spawn, it would be alright. This one's stupid, but you can skip it. This one's stupid, but you don't have to play it. This one's tedium is cut down if you don't do a side objective. You don't have to do this one. 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 And this one's just another Sacae route one. Well, this one is. And the rest of the game, pretty good. Again, it's my favorite Fire Emblem game. But not just because of the map. Like, you could say that the burn tier is the biggest tier, but it's not the biggest tier overall. Because this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But the rest of the game, where I'm actually having fun, is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So the parts where I'm actually having fun, and a lot of fun, more than doubles the bad parts. So, you know, I'd say overall, like if I'm going for the good ending, yeah, these chapters can be annoying, but it is my favorite Fire Emblem game. It has my favorite characters. Roy is my favorite Fire Emblem character. So I thought it'd be fun to tier the maps again. Comment if you disagree. But that's pretty much it. I don't know if I'll do another one of these. But, yeah, it's alright. Love this game. Alright, subscribe if you like what you see, and, bye-bye.